I have stripped for him. I have pierced my breast for him, and still absolutely nothing.
My wife expected our marriage to be a romance novel. When it wasn't, she went somewhere else.
So what else did you do to try to get his interest?
I have made this man breakfast. Sit up on the dining room table, in the bath, put some pancakes across my chest, pour a little maple syrup.
And you wanted him to eat you for breakfast?
Absolutely.
But he didn't bite.
Nope.
Oh, whatever.
You pierced your nipples for him, too?
Yep.
But you know how long it takes before you can touch him or do anything
No,
with him?
I don't know. I don't want to know. 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah.
I got a red nightie, stood him in the middle of the room.
But I bet you if I wouldn't
Let
have
me
those
finish my
flowers...
story. Don't interrupt that good old story.
Today it's Jeff Kuckhoff versus Kimberly Kuckhoff in divorce court, where real couples deal with real life.
All rise. Court is now in session. Judge Mablean Ephriam presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Kimberly Kuckhoff versus Jeff Kuckhoff. After 3 years of marriage, you want a divorce. You want him to pay you spousal support. And the reason for this divorce is that your husband is passionless, according to you, and not romantic enough. Although he was a good provider and a good husband, just didn't have enough romance.
Nope.
And you're saying that she wanted too much romance and wasn't satisfied with the finance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Getting to be a pretty poetic around here, huh? Tell me about it. I'm real anxious to hear this one.
I have done everything possible to get this man's attention. I have danced for him. I have stood in front of the TV. He would rather sit and watch Dennis Franz's butt than mine.
You mean Dennis on NYPD?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I kind of like him, too.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I like to watch him, too.
No.
Yeah.
But so he choose him over you?
Well,
Yes.
Because the TV's there. You know, she's not.
But why would you stand in front of the TV when he's watching NYPD?
To get his attention, Your Honor. I could not get his attention for anything.
So what attention were you trying to get?
I needed one-on-one attention. I asked him for
You have to be there
specifics.
to get one-on-one attention.
Okay, wait,
I
hold
was
on.
there.
Give me your story. You don't get attention, so you stand in front of the TV. What did you do while you were standing in front of the TV?
Anything. I would strip in front of the TV. I would put my arms out in front of the TV. Hello, do you see me? I would even go and try and shut the TV off.
And what happened then?
Usually have a
After I've
fit.
been home, you know, just for like an hour, you know, after working all day, you know, then she decides that now all of a sudden she wants to be romantic.
Laying on the couch
yet, you
for
know,
5 hours in the
what-
evening is ridiculous.
5 hours, yeah. Let's see, I come in at 9 o'clock and I finally get done with all my work and I get to sit down and watch one TV show.
You mean
No.
one work?
Yeah.
After you come in from work, you do other work?
Yep, after I got off of work, I had to come home, I had to do yard work, I had to take care of whatever else that
That's
needed
not
done
true,
around the
Your
house. I
Honor.
had side jobs
That's
I
not
was
true.
doing.
I
you
tried.
know.
Hold on a second.
support,
Stop.
you know, to
I'm asking a
support
question.
everything.
What kind of work did you do 8 to 5 or whatever?
I'm a mechanic.
You're auto mechanic?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then you come home and do side jobs
Yep,
as an
I'd
auto
come
mechanic.
home and I'd do side jobs to make extra money, to pay for all the stuff that she wanted, for all the things that she wanted to have.
That is
You
a
know.
lie.
So what else did you do to try to get his interest?
I have made this man breakfast. Sit up on the dining room table, in the bath, put some pancakes across my chest, pour a little maple syrup.
Put maple syrup on your body?
Absolutely.
And you wanted him to eat you
I'm
for
not-
breakfast?
Your Honor, I'm not saying-
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that the sex wasn't good. It was.
But he didn't bite.
Nope.
Oh, whatever.
Nope.
I did too.
What did he say? He's too busy sleeping. He wouldn't even get out of bed. Well, so why didn't you wait till he got up?
I was trying to be spontaneous, Your
Oh.
Honor.
No.
Exciting.
The only spontaneity, it has to do with timing. You got to do, the timing has to be right.
If I want spontaneity, I should have just flipped the couch over. Maybe he'd have got up off of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when he comes in the evening, he sits down and grabs the remote.
And flips on his butt switch.
And no matter what you do, you don't turn him on.
I couldn't get his
What am I
attention.
gonna do? You know, I mean, there's
Why
nothing there to
doesn't
come
your
home
wife
to.
excite you anymore?
The wife does excite me. That wasn't the problem. But if you're
What was
not
the
there, I
problem?
can't make excitement to a pillow, can I?
What you, oh,
You know,
so you mean you
So
had
if
a
it's not
missing
there,
person?
I had a choice. I had a pillow or I had a bar with the wife. So I decided to go
What do
for
you
the
mean
pillow.
she wasn't there?
She wasn't there.
Okay, explain that.
For the first 2 years, it was beautiful. And then she decided she wanted a job. She was bored. She wanted to go do things. I said, fine, go get your job. Go, you know, have fun.
So
you
at
know,
first she
we'll
didn't
split
have to work. She was a homemaker.
Yes.
No, I
Okay.
did work.
No, for the first year and a half, almost 2 years that we were married, or
I
before
worked-
we were together, when we were together, you did not have a job.
Okay, so then she went and got a job because she's
She
bored.
went and got a job. She was bored, and I said, fine, extra income, help out, no problem.
What kind of
And then
job did she get?
She was working for a cabling company.
Okay, so the
Okay, it
cabling
was
company
man
started
work,
the problem?
Well, it just, every night after work, I get a call, well, I'm going to stick around, and we're going to hang at the bar. We're going to go have a couple drinks
I
afterwards.
thought she was a
And-
bartender.
True.
No, this was before that.
Oh,
That's not
So that's
True.
where it started.
it
was,
started with the cabling company.
Yep, it
She was
started
laying a
because
little
she,
too much
after
cable,
work,
huh?
after work, the friends, the friends
That's
were more
not
important.
true. That's
She
not
gonna hang
true.
out with her friends.
Yep.
We
Wouldn't
went
come
one
home.
day a week, and you were invited to go. They went and played pool.
I was
we even
tired. I had to work
invited
all
you.
day to begin with. I didn't want to go out and meet a bunch of guys that I didn't know and hang around with them.
Well, heaven forbid. You might get off the couch and have some friends. Some type
I
of
would
social
rather get off the
activity.
couch with my wife at home instead of going out with my wife with a bunch
You're
of
too
friends
busy
at a bar.
with the TV and the remote control.
Okay, but now wait a minute. He says that he works long hours as an auto mechanic. Then when he comes home, he works on other cars as an auto mechanic on the side.
Not
Yep.
every
He does the
day.
yard.
Yep.
He does maintenance and home repairs and everything you
No.
need him to do. He's what do you call it, Mr. Yes Man? Honeydew,
he's
honeydew man.
not.
That's what he said. He's a
Honeydew.
honeydew
Yeah,
man once he
honeydew.
gets home.
Absolutely
There you
not.
go.
Honey, do nothing.
That's what he
that
is.
I tried to help him with the household chores. I said, I will mow the yard. No, I couldn't do it right. He mowed certain patterns because I didn't do a checkerboard.
I'm
It
anal.
was
I'm
bad.
sorry.
I would go and wash the vehicles. They had to be washed by hand because the car wash, the brushes will scratch the paint.
That's true.
A big old huge Suburban went four-wheel drive with a lift on it, and
Take it to
I'm
the car
on a
wash.
ladder trying to get the top of it. He comes home and says, look at all this dirt, look at these spots. It's not good enough.
Because he'd rather wash it, right?
Because he's anal.
Okay, but if he's not making you wash it, why are you complaining?
He's saying that I didn't do anything, that poor
So-
Jeff threw his back out every day, had to do
I go-
everything.
I go
and I
out-
try and help, and
I
it's
go
still
out,
not
work
good
all
enough.
So
day,
you
come
thought if
home,
I help
and
him
then
wash
she'd
the
be on that
cars, if I
couch.
help him mow the lawn, if I help him do some of the things that he does around the house,
It
then
would be-
maybe he'll have some energy for me.
Absolutely.
do
And
yes.
that didn't work.
She
No.
didn't do that. I'd come home, and she'd be on the couch.
Oh,
She'd
my
be watching
God.
TV herself.
So when
And
you
then I'd
come
go in
home,
the
she's
kitchen, the
watching.
dishes still be in the kitchen, none of the laundry be done, and she'd sit there and say, well, I didn't feel like it. I was having a bad day.
Oh, whatever.
Well, I'm sorry, so was I. I come
Is he
home,
right?
He wouldn't know a bad day if it come up, kicked him in the butt.
When divorce court continues.
I am very anal. I like my house clean.
You have it right. Anal, anal, anal.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at www.divorcecourt.com.
Is he hitting on the ladies
Man, she thinks I'm messing around with some chick.
or just pounding the pavement?
So what were you doing from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.?
Looking for a job.
Why does your wife think that you're such a playboy?
No.
Wait.
On the next
Superman, put your shirt back on.
Divorce Court.
I am very anal. I like my house clean. I like my cars clean. I like all my stuff organized. She's not like
You
that.
have it right.
And I
Anal,
dealt with that.
anal,
And I let her
anal.
be that way.
But excuse me, if you married her knowing she was junky and nasty,
Because
didn't
she
clean
wasn't,
up?
no, she wasn't as bad as that when we first got together.
but how long did you all date each other?
For probably, 2.5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse
And
me.
we knew that previous before that.
Yeah,
But
you
I've
knew,
known
hold
him-
on a second. You knew he was anal, and you knew she was not.
Yep.
So you already opposites, right?
Yep.
So that shouldn't cause a rift in the marriage because you know that already.
Yep.
So obviously, it didn't matter that much. It's like she had something that she was offering you that you were willing to deal with her sloppiness,
Yeah, you're right.
even
We
though
did.
you
We
were
did deal
anal.
with the stuff. We
And
both dealt with
obviously,
it.
he had something to offer you that you were willing to exchange
Yeah.
for his anal anality.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't even know if that's the word, but I just made it up.
You're right. You're 100% right. We did compromise. We did sit there and just go with stuff, just because, it was a matter of, love.
But she
It
didn't
was
want to
mutual love.
compromise with you sitting down watching TV.
Yeah, after time, she got tired of it, and after time, I got tired of her stuff. And then it just kind of went out
Okay,
from
so
there.
wait a minute. So what happened? She got tired of you watching TV all the time.
I
So
got
you went out
tired
and
of
got
her
a
sitting
job,
around doing
Yes.
and then you started going out with your
Yeah.
friends and not coming
I
home.
worked double shifts just so
Because
I
you
didn't have to
decided
go
to
home.
start partying and having fun with another group of people, right?
Yep.
No, it
She
wasn't
turned
all
16
partying. I
after
was
her 29th
working.
birthday.
No.
She turned 16 after her 29th birthday.
So she reverted.
She reverted.
No.
She went back to partying.
I worked
So
10.
maybe that's because at
Her
16
best
she wasn't
friend would
partying.
come over every night just about. And her best friend even lived with us for a little while. And almost every night I'd come home from work and I'd be, okay, you're going out to the bar. Okay, have a nice night.
No,
I'd
not
stay
every
home,
night. No, that's ridiculous.
You know? And then,
But what
you
is
know,
it about you? You think he stays home too much? He's a couch potato, huh?
That's all he does.
I'm a homebody. I believe in being the man. I believe in taking care of the family. I believe in being there and supportive 100%.
You believe in holding the couch
But
down
I do
in case
take
it
her
accidentally
out. And I
slides across
took
the
her out
living room.
many a times. I even sat there one night and told her, I said, you know what? She explained to me, she said, you know what? I'm feeling bored. I want to go do things. I want romance. I said, okay.
I want
A
sunlight.
couple weeks later, I went out and I come up to her and I said, hey, I said, let's go see a movie. I said, let's go out. We'll go dancing. We'll go see a movie. She's like, no, because you really don't want to do it. I said, I'm not asking that. I
Exactly.
said, I want to do it. Let's go. No, no, no. She goes in the garage, comes out 5 minutes later. Oh, me and my friend, we're going over to the bar. I'll see you later.
Now,
I
what
was
about
left
that,
alone.
Mrs. Kuckhoff?
No.
I gave her that option to go.
You just said exactly.
I mean, exactly. You know, he did do that offer, but it was because he wanted to.
It
He
was
didn't
because I
feel
wanted
like
to.
No,
It was exactly
that's
because I
crap.
wouldn't have
But
offered
Mrs.
it
Wait a
if I
minute now.
didn't.
Now you're going to
No.
read something into it. First, you're mad that he doesn't take you anywhere, and you don't do anything with him. Then when he says, okay, I'll compromise.
he meant.
I'm talking. And even though I don't want to because it makes my wife happy, I'll do it with you. Then you say, no, I don't want you to do it because you really don't want to do it. What do women want?
Because,
I
no.
don't know.
Because he did that before. We went there. He said, let's go dance. I said, okay, babe, let's go. He took me before. All he does is stand there like this. Lean up against the damn
So now
wall.
you're just a wall potato, huh?
we go to the
Yes.
bar.
From the couch to the wall.
He didn't take me out on
I
the
go to the
dance
bar
floor.
and being on my feet all day, when if I go dancing,
Oh,
I can
my.
dance maybe 2 or 3 dances and my legs start hurt. I'm sorry,
Because
but I'm
you're
on my
not used
feet
to
all day.
using the muscles. You're used to laying on your back.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm just not a bar hopper, so I
Well,
can't do it all the
You're a
time.
couch potato. That's all you do.
Don't make light of the fact that he's making a living to provide for you and your 2 children
wasn't
that are not
enough.
his.
But she
It's not
wants
enough.
the romance. She
Not
wants
enough.
more.
No,
She wants the
I
romance.
need more.
What did the other 2 guys do for you? Because I understand this is your 3rd marriage.
Yeah.
What they do for you?
They didn't treat me
One
very
was
good.
real romantic,
Hold on, I
huh?
got a penny. That's
No.
what it's worth.
You got a penny. Well,
Yeah,
that's what they were
that's what
worth.
the first 2 are worth.
A penny put together.
Yeah.
The divorce court continues.
I pull this picture out of the back of the car. It's got her with her mouth wrapped around some guy.
They worked with us.
Yeah,
You know
everybody
that.
But you don't kiss your friends like that and
It
co-workers.
wasn't like that.
Joe, I'm not kissing you like that.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at www.divorcecourt.com.
What were you looking for when you married him? Because obviously he wasn't a dancer and a party
No,
goer
he
and all
did.
of that
He
when you
did
met.
before we got married. Yes,
that
he
right?
did. He
Yep.
brought me flowers.
You wined her and dined her, huh?
Yeah,
You know
he
what?
did.
Your Honor, I brought her for flowers at Valentine's Day. I got left work, went down to get Valentine's flowers and everything, had it all set up. She calls me on the phone. She's like, I bet you didn't even get me flowers. She's at her mother's house. I bet you didn't even get me flowers.
Because you don't.
And I'm like, oh, really? I said, you have that much faith in me? I said, okay.
That's what
and I
I'm
went back to
used
work.
to.
So
She
you just
comes
went
home
back to
and
work.
guess what she's got on the table? She's got a nice teddy bear with a set of flowers and a little card and everything else. She's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have opened your
So
mouth
what did she
before
have for
said
you?
that.
Yeah, what I have
You
for
know.
you.
I can't discuss that.
Well, what did you have for him?
But you don't want to spill that out?
I want you to
No.
tell me. What did you have for him?
I got a red nightie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I put him in the shower. I showered him,
Mm-hmm.
dried him off,
Mm-hmm.
stood him in the middle of the room.
But I bet you if I wouldn't have had those flowers, I'm not denying that. 100% she did
Don't
that.
interrupt that good old story.
I went around him completely. I blindfolded him, his whole entire body, kisses up, down, front, back, side to side.
So you just gave him plenty kisses.
Full
Yeah.
body massage.
Only after
So
she
you
got
just
the
needed
flowers.
somebody that was more romantic. But now you say you found her, not only did she provide you with a whole lot of kisses, you found her kissing somebody else too,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. Well, she come home one night. She tells me that she's going to Vegas for the night. So her and her boss were going to Vegas.
We
I said,
did.
well,
We-
that's nice.
We went to Vegas. We
Didn't
did a
bother to ask
turnaround
me if
trip
I
to
wanted to go
Laughlin.
or if, I was interested in being a part of this. Just decided I'm
You
going.
didn't want to be a part
Unless
of
you were the
anything,
kid.
Just the couch.
No, luckily the kids weren't there at the time.
Okay.
So she takes off for the night. We've got no big argument. She takes off. I decide, well, I'll be nice anyways. I'm upset, but I'll be nice. I go and I take her car. I go to get it washed, clean it all up. I pull this picture out of the back of the car. It's got her with her mouth wrapped around some guy.
No.
Yeah.
It was the
Was the guy her boss?
No, it was that guy that had called her on the phone.
And what was that all
The
about,
so-called
Mrs. Kuckhoff?
friend.
It was, they worked with us.
Yeah,
You know
everybody
that.
But
worked
you don't
with you.
kiss your friends like that and
It
co-workers.
wasn't like that.
Joe,
Oh,
I'm not
whatever.
kissing you
I'm
like
sorry.
No.
Your Honor,
no.
I took that picture and I packed it on the wall in the middle of the living room and I left it there for her to see when she got home.
And
she
what
didn't
did
even
she say?
see it. I grabbed that. She come home that middle of the night. I got up the next morning. She hadn't even seen it. She was in the bathroom. I grabbed that picture off the wall. I walked in. I handed it to her. I said, "What the hell is that?"
And
Her
what'd she
exact
say?
words, just like this. She looked at me and she said, "Yeah, I did it."
And so she didn't have
that
any
was the
shame.
emotion. There was no, "I'm sorry.
That's
It'll never
crap.
happen again. I love you. It was a
No.
mistake. It was, I'm sorry."
No.
You know, yeah.
So
I
what
did.
was the final straw
It
that
was a
broke this marriage
coworker's
up?
birthday party.
No, the
That
final
was a
straw was your
coworker's
birthday party.
What
No,
was the
that
final
was
straw
my
that broke the
birthday
marriage
party.
up? I'm on to another subject. What's the final one?
No, the final was actually was two things. The first was our anniversary when she decided not to even come home that
I
night.
was working.
Didn't even bother to come home. Calls me at
Worked
6
all
o'clock the
night,
next
right?
morning. Yeah,
Yes,
worked all
I
night.
was working at 2 different bars. The lady
Yeah.
that I worked for owned 3 different
Yeah,
bars.
but see,
But
her-
now,
her
Miss
explanation
Romance, you
was,
cannot
you know,
bypass the anniversary.
by then, who gave 2 hoots? I was
Oh.
done.
So what's the next one? The birthday or something?
the birthday.
I-
Yep,
Your Honor,
it was her
I even
birthday.
went-
I
I
had it
even
planned
went
to go out
and
to dinner,
pierced
take her
my
out to her
nipples.
birthday,
Hold
the
on a
whole
second.
9 yards. I call her at work. I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm just getting off. I'm going to have a shift drink, hang around a little bit, and then I'll be home." I said, "Fine." Never came home. Never even
No,
showed
I
up.
told you that they were
No,
having the birthday
you
party.
told everybody else in that bar but me.
That's such crap.
The divorce court continues.
You pierced your nipples for him too?
Yep.
But you know how long it takes before you can touch them or do anything
No,
with them?
I don't know. I
6 to
don't
8
want to
weeks.
know. 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah.
So you through with it now?
Yeah.
You pierced your nipples for him too?
Yep.
Oh, she did that for herself.
No.
Yeah,
no.
personal pleasure.
Oh, yeah, and I
No,
come walking
I'm
in
not
the front
saying I
door.
didn't enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, I'm glad she did it, but to say that it was all because
I
of me,
come
no.
walking in, and where were
No.
you? On the couch as usual.
No.
So
She didn't
now
say
you
a
wanna
word
do that
more
my
to me.
shirt.
She didn't
I
say
said,
a word
look.
more
Don't
to
lift
me.
it up now. I don't want to see.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Didn't say nothing to me at all. Just comes home one night and goes, "Look, I got them done." I said, "Oh, cool."
No,
but she's gonna
you
play
said,
it off
"Oh,
like she
that
did
was
it for
about
me. But you know how long
stupid."
it takes before you can touch them or do anything
No,
with them?
I don't know.
6
I don't
to 8
want to know.
weeks.
6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah. So what was I
No.
getting out of it? You know, go stand in front of the TV and show them to me. You know?
No.
At least I can stare at them for 8 weeks.
That's
Wow.
crap, and you know it.
You know.
That's not
So
true.
you're ending this marriage because he's not romantic enough, and you say the providing and caring for you and doing all of that stuff is not enough. You
It is
want
not
enough.
romance.
Nope.
And you
Yep.
didn't ever tell me how the other two did, but he said they weren't worth a penny, put them together.
They weren't
And you have 2 kids that are well provided for and cared for as a result of your 3rd marriage, but you
Yep,
want out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little selfish, don't you think?
Yeah,
I'm talking to you. A little selfish, don't you think?
a little bit.
Children
That's
they've
selfish.
had 2 sets of two daddies, now they got a 3rd daddy, and how many more daddies they gonna have?
None.
They got one now.
Please,
They
trust
do not.
Oh, hush, Mrs. Kuckhoff, telling me they're not going to have another daddy. Please, they're going to have another man in your life. They may not call him daddy, but they're going to have plenty more.
I have.
Hush, I don't want to hear it. You already showed me how you deal. You want him to pay you spousal support, right?
Yes.
For
I think
what?
I paid enough.
No, you have not.
Well, I agree with him. I think he has. You want out because he's not giving you enough romance. But he's provided for you and 2 children that are not his for the last 3 years while you
Give it
decided to
everything
go
I had.
out and provide.
No, you did
So
not.
let me tell
I
you
gave you
something.
everything
The
I had.
man that's romancing you now, ask him to also finance you because he doesn't have to.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
No, this silliness has to end at some point. I don't want him because being a provider is not good enough. But now that I'm leaving him, I still want him to provide.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
He's not
There's
good
an
enough for me, but his
inconsistency
money
there.
is.
Right.
I'm selfish because I want love and romance. No, I want it all. I will get it all. I deserve it all.
Spend 5 years supporting her, taking care of her, and now she expects me to just keep paying. It's like, I'm so glad that's over. Now she boyfriend can take care of it. I'm not paying no more.
After the verdict, Kimberly said, "I'm going to pull my naughty schoolgirl costume out of the closet and wear it to my bartending job so I can entice my sexy male customers, especially when I bend over to get them a beer." Jeff says, "My new girlfriend is a great cook who understands that food goes on the table and not on her breasts. We're going to invite Kimberly over for dinner, and that way she'll learn how proper people eat a meal."